Hello everyone and welcome to Inside the Quality Awards. My name is Ralph Peterson, and in this video we're going to review question P2A1 of the Silver Quality Award. This is all about your organizational situation, your competitive situation. Ooh, very significant, very important question for the entire application, because one of the things we don't know as examiners reading your Silver application, we don't know anything about your competitive market. And because we don't know anything about your competitive market or the landscape in which you operate in, we may not be able to fairly or accurately judge some of these strategic decisions that you are making. So this is a very important question that could have ripple effects all the way throughout the application. So let's make sure we're getting this one, P2A1 at the Silver Quality Award, right. Here we go. All right, here it is, P2A1, and this, as you can see, I'm going to show you, there's 6 parts to this question. It's very important that we answer all 6 parts. The first 3 parts are what questions. What are the size, share, and growth? 1, 2, and 3, those are 3 questions. And then how many is number 4, how many competitors do you have, and what types? That's number 5. What types of competitors do you have? And then finally, what differentiates you? What makes you special? Why do people choose your home over others? That is question number 6. Now, as you know, I'm a little unorthodox. I like to break things up into very specific avenues because I think it's important that we don't miss any part of the question. And more important than that, I think it's really important to put it into context. So I'm going to actually shuffle the way that I would invite you to consider answering these questions. And so watch this. I would say the first question that we should answer is how many. This is going to be number 1. Then number 2, the second question that I would answer is what size you are in relationship to how many you have. And then I will answer the number 3, number is share, and we're going to do some math to figure out the share. And don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do the math. And then the growth is going to be number 4. And then come on there, duck. No, the types is going to be number 5. And then finally, we will round it out with answering number 6, which is what makes you different. Now, just let me walk you through my thinking so that you can understand what I'm trying to get to. Because it's makes more sense to do it like this. So how many, if you're a nursing home or an assisted living center, well, if you think about your town, like your radius, I like to do this. I like to start with identifying, I'm just going to put my hospital in the center of my paper here. The first thing I like to think about is how far away is my feeder hospital, my main feeder hospital. And maybe you have multiple feeder hospitals, but how far away it is. And let's just say, for instance, that this is us way out here. And let's say that we are 5 miles away from our feeder hospital. Well, if we are 5 miles, that means the hospital is willing to travel 5 miles to bring their patient, to us as a new resident in this direction, then it's likely that they're willing to bring patients 5 miles in the other direction, right? So this is the other nursing home. And if they're willing to go that way and that way, it's likely that they're willing to go this way to some other nursing home. And then maybe this way, this is you nursing home. And then this here is them nursing home, right? And so what I'm trying to build out here, what I'm trying to show you is that my competitive landscape, which is based on for me, it is based on the distance. It is based on the distance between me and my feeder hospital. I'm 5 miles away from my main feeder hospital, which means, in my opinion, I compete in a 5 mile, maybe a 10 mile radius, because if they're willing to go 5 miles this way, maybe it's a 10 mile radius. So within a 10 mile radius, I'm going to pull out Google Maps and I'm going to put the feeder hospital in the center. I'm going to go, show me nursing homes within 10 miles, and it'll list out all your competitors within that 10 mile radius. And for us, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 competitors, because this is us, right? So there are 4 competitors. So how many, number 1, we have 4 competitors in a 10 mile radius. That is the first question that I would answer. First one I would try to figure out is like, how many competitors do I have? Perfect. Now I know. Now I'm going to answer question number 2. And question number 2 is, what is the size? What is the size of your competitors? This is based on bed count. It would be ideal if we can go, hey, let's do it on revenue, but it's unlikely that we have revenue numbers for all our competitors. It'd be cool if we did have, because we could show some comparison, but the best we're going to have is bed size or a PPD, right? Or a percentage. We'll get into a census percentage in a second, because I want to do it by census. I'm going to do share, market share. I'm going to do that by percentage, but let's just stick to bed size for now. So let's say that we are a 100 bed nursing center, and you are a 75 bed nursing center, B, and this is a 50 bed nursing center, and number 4 is a 120 bed nursing center or nursing home. Okay, so now what is the size? We're talking about relative. The word here is relative. Relative. If you remember from the bronze, it asks, what is your relative size? Meaning in comparison to your competitors. And so at 100 beds, we are not the largest because 120 beds is the largest. And we're not the smallest because 50 beds is the smallest. And so what we would say is that relatively speaking, we are the second largest at 100 beds. So we're the second largest at 100 beds. By the way, I would not be afraid to list my competitors. I would say, XYZ, we have four competitors in a 10-mile radius, and then I would name them. I would and they are, this nursing home at this size, this nursing home is this size, this nursing home is that size. And us at 100 beds, we are the second largest. Boom. We just answered how many, and we answered the what size. Okay, now we're going to get into the share, the market share. And this is basic math. So I'm going to write down your notes here because I'm going to erase all this. Let me erase all this. Take good notes. You ready? Okay. I'm going to erase all this. I need the room. I need the room to do some math. We're going to do a little math. We'll do a little math here. Okay. Number 3 is your market share. And your share, the way that you handle market share is like this. I'm going to use MS. So market share equals your census, so your census, divided by total market census. That's how you figure out the market share. So we're going to do it as a percentage because, of course, not everybody is 100% full, right? We're 100 beds. We're 86% full. So our capacity right now is 86. We could be 100. We're only at 86. So let me do it like this. Let me show you exactly how this works. Let me first show you the numbers. We are at 86%. I'm just going to put the numbers down here. We're at 86%. One of our competitors is at 80%. By the way, let me start all over here. By the way, 86%, 80%. You are going to need to know your competitor's census in 7.5. So just keep that in mind. You're going to need to know what the occupancy rate is. Let me say it like that. The occupancy rate, you're going to need to know that for 7.5. So this is a good exercise to do anyway, right? So we have 86%, we have 80%. We have one of our centers is 84, one of our competitors is 84%. This is us, by the way. We are 86%, 84%. Then we have one of our competitors is at 75%, and then somebody's really struggling at 71%. They are likely not making budget. Okay, not our problem exactly, but okay. Let me just try to use a different color. I want to show this to you. So I'm going to put the little table up here. So MS, your market share equals your census divided by the total market census. It's not a C, it's not an S, it's a C, census. Total market census. That's important to understand. It's the total market census because when you're doing this, you have to include yourself in the total market census numbers. And it looks like, let me do the math so it actually looks like this. So market share equals 86%. That's us. This is us. 86% is our census right now. So 86% divided by the total market share. So we're now going to add all of these over here. So it's going to be 86% plus 80%. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do this. Plus 84%. Follow along. Write this down. Plus 75%. This is important math for you. Plus 71%. 71%. And the way that you do this math is not as you would think. You don't just line them all up and add them all together. That's not how you do this. If you remember, it goes like this. It's 86 plus 80 equals 166. 86 plus 80 equals 166. Now you do 166 plus, I just kind of want to make sure that I'm showing you. I've done the 86 plus 80, and now I'm doing 166. 166 plus 84. 84 equals 250. So now I can pull off the 84. Now I'm going to take that 250 and I'm going to add the 75. Plus 75 equals 325. So I can take off the 75. Now 325, not 4. Come on. 325 plus 71. 71 equals 396. So now you can see that I have come up with 86 plus 80 is 166, plus 84 is 250, plus 75 is 325, plus 71 is 396. Oy vey, do you have to go through all this work? Yes, this is the work we're doing. We're trying to figure out market share here. Let's be accurate. You're going to need this really, really, really important stuff for the gold. So let's just make sure we're getting it right here at the silver. So now if we redo this, it is 86 divided by 396 equals 0. I did the math ahead of time, so I already know. 0.217. 0.217%, or you move the decimal point 2 places, and we have 21.7% market share. 21.7%. Our market share is 21.7%. We dominate 21.7% of the market share. Perfect. Quickly copy all this because I'm erasing it. All right. Hopefully, you're going to have to watch. I hope you don't have to watch that 18 times in order to get it. But if you do, I'm sorry. Go, hey, will you do that math again? I'll do it again. Question number 4. Question number 4 is all about the growth. The growth. And this is a best guess or a judgment based on reality. Let me ask you a question. Are you having to downsize? Are you're in order to make budget, you had to be at 85%, but now based on the overall census and the market share and what it looks like in your area, you know what? Our budget actually is brought down to 79% because there just isn't enough residents, enough opportunity in our market. And so our growth is actually declined. We've actually reduced even our budget amount. Or is it the other way around? You know what? Actually, there's been a lot of movement in our area, and there's been a lot of people moving in our area. And so there's actually real growth potential in our area. And so our budget's actually gone up to 87, from 85 to 87. Now 87% is the new target, right? Like 100% is always the target, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like that's the ideal. But so when it comes to the growth question, we're just asking you straight up, are you in a decline or are you in growth mode? We want to know. So number 4, you're just going to say, and we are growing, or you know what, we've been taking a little bit of hit. Either way, whether you're growing or you're taking a little bit of hit, we're going to want to know why. So make sure you're like, due to this, due to that, this is what's going on. Okay, now, Number 5. Number 5 is sneak back here. Let me erase some of this because I'm writing all over myself here. All right, let me get all this out of the way. Number 5 is the types of nursing homes. Now, I put this as number 5. Well, it's number 5. In either case, it's number 5. But you could combine number 2 and number 5 at the same time. Because you could have said it here with your relative size. You're like, we're the second largest, or we have 4, or it could even be with number 1. We have 4 other competitors. And you could say it's XYZ nursing home and we have an assisted living, or you could simply say all 4 of our competitors provide the same services as we do. Like that would be the types, or similar, the same or similar services as we do. That's really what we're looking for. We'll look at number 5. We're looking for same or similar. And obviously, if they're not providing the same or similar services, it's unlikely they're a competitor of yours anyway. So it kind of goes with it. I mean, if you're like, well, there's an assisted living center, but we don't really provide assisted living, so we're not really competitors, although that's not true because you could be competing with assisted living, especially when it comes to the dual certifications and home health and area to keep customers longer and, extend their stay in the AL instead of coming to a long-term. All right. I guess they could. You could be competing with assisted living. We're looking for same and similar. Those are the 2 key words for number 5. And finally, number 6. Number 6, one of the favorite questions of the quality award, of this question. Well, the favorite part of this question is the differentiator question, because it's like, why do people choose you? Now, keep in mind, there's probably a connection. Probably. If there is in P2A1, you talked about your main healthcare offerings. The thing you do the most of, like we're mostly long-term care, or we're mostly short-term rehab, or we're mostly, memory care, dementia, whatever, right? Like, what do you mostly do? That's probably an important thing to consider. And then we get into P2A3. Is it P2A3? Let me go back. I just want to look. I want to look. P2A3. No. Oh, P2A2. P2A2, your core competencies. Look at this connection. Plus P2A2. So this is your main services. And then this is your core competencies, what you're best at. And this plus this probably equals your differentiator. Differentiator. Voila. Your main service plus your core competencies, what you're best at, is probably what your differentiator is. It doesn't have to be, because honestly, your differentiator could be you're the only 5-star building, or you're one of the only 5-star buildings. Your differentiator could be location. Your differentiator could be we're the only ones who have private rooms. Your differentiator could be we have the longevity of staff. Our staff have been with us longer than any other staff in any other centers that are around us. Your differentiator could be that you have an attached AL to your nursing home, or you're a CCRC, so you could offer the continuum care retirement community, all 3 different levels, right? Like, typically speaking, you would see a connection between your main service offerings, your core competencies, and your differentiator. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be like that, but it pretty cool when it is like that. I'll tell you, it's pretty cool because there's this word that we love. This, if you were able to go like this plus this equals this, we see that as integration. Come on, integration time. It's getting late right now, so I'm a little giddy. Integration. We love integration at the Quality Award program. We love to see how one thing impacts something else, which impacts something else, which impacts something else. Dun, 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 dun. All right, you get it. All right, that is it from me. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, liking it, sharing it with your friends and colleagues. And of course, if you have any questions, if you would like me to walk you through how to do that math again, you don't hesitate. Reach out to me. I know the math can be like How long has it been since we've been in high school doing this kind of math? I know it's been a while. I had to look it up myself. I'm like, let me draw my example. Wait, you carry the two, wait, you don't add them all together. Like I had to look it up too. So don't worry about it. We're all God's children. We're all trying to figure all this out. But if you do need any assistance at all, please don't hesitate to reach out at ralph@ralphpeterson.com. Again, I'm here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to help you win a quality award at the bronze, the silver, and the gold level. You deserve it. Your residents deserve it. Your organization deserves it. Your employees deserve it. Your family members deserve it. Everybody deserves a quality award, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. See you later.